Hi friends, how to write an annotation from the lesson Letter to His Son's Teacher by Abraham Lincoln. First, what is an annotation? Annotation means explaining the passage with the contextual meaning. Yes, I repeat, explaining the passage with the contextual meaning. Who told to whom and when, or in a way where the line occurs, location of the passage and significance of it, and the meaning of the given sentence or sentences. That is what an annotation is meant for, okay, that's the meaning of an annotation. Okay, so how to write an annotation? Structurally, you should have 3 paragraphs, or it can be even 4. Introduction, explanation and conclusion. Okay, or it can be context, explanation, general relevance. It can be in 4 paragraphs also. Introduction, context, explanation and critical analysis. That is a structure of an annotation. So, in introduction, what should be there? Mainly, there should be 3 things in the introduction. See, the name of the author, the name of the essay or poem, the content or subject matter. These 3 things should be there in the introduction. If it is extracted, that also should be mentioned. If it is taken from somewhere else or extracted, that also should be in the introduction. I repeat once again, the name of the author, name of the lesson, essay or poem, and the subject matter should be there in the introduction. It can be 3 sentences, can be 2 also, no problem. And explanation, not explain, but explanation. Explain, explanation. You should explain the given sentence or sentences in detail in 5 sentences. And then comes conclusion or critical analysis. Okay, so you should get the entire essay, not the given sentence. Entire essay and the significance of it or the importance of it should be there as conclusion in 2 sentences. 3 plus 5 plus 2, 10 sentence maximum. 3/4 of a page. Don't exceed that. That is a structure of an annotation. Now, let us check how can we write an annotation from the lesson. Letter to His Son's Teacher by Abraham Lincoln. So, how will you introduce? There is no wrong in writing this line or these lines are taken from the essay or lesson, Letter to His Son's Teacher. So, these lines are taken, these lines were taken, etc. It is the same sentence that is given in the textbook as example. So better to avoid that, because all the children, almost all, you see, might be writing the same sentence. So it is monotonous for a teacher to value same sentence and you may not get a very good marks. You will get marks, but your target should be to get a 4 out of 4. So when you write for annotations, try to make it different from each other. So try to write 4 different annotations. Little bit different should be there. Or should not be monotonous writing the same way. So nothing wrong in writing. These lines are taken, not were taken. Use always present, not past. Don't write these lines was told or spoken or were taken. So write present, because all printed matters are permanent. So use present tense when you write the first sentence. This line is taken or these lines are taken, not past. So better you write, in a packed sentence, telling all the things that you want to express. So how will you say or make a good introduction? See, Abraham Lincoln in the essay, a letter to his son's teacher, instructs his son's teacher the kind of education his son should receive. That is an important point. So he is telling what kind of education he wants his son to get. So the first sentence, how will you say? So he instructs the teacher the kind of education his son should receive. It's a good, I think, a good way of introducing an annotation. So introduction can be for all annotations. Of course, from one lesson only one you have to write. Okay, not more than that. Whichever of four annotations given there, whatever question you can write this introduction. So the kind of education his son should receive. Yes. Who says Abraham Lincoln in single inverted commas, let his son's teacher instructs his son's teacher the kind of education his son should receive. According to him, the purpose of education should be, what should be to inculcate honor and character among children. Can be second sentence. According to him, the purpose of education should be to inculcate honor and character among children. Yes, that can be the second sentence of the introduction. Okay, so all those things are that I told in the beginning has come. Name of the author, name of the essay, all those things are there in two sentences. Enough. Now we can move to explanation part. Okay, second paragraph. So you should explain the given sentence. Where it is first sentence, second, first annotation, second, third or fourth. So for example, first annotation, what is that? It is all going to be strange and new to him for a while. How do you explain? As he is coming to school for the first time, it is going to be new to him, and he is asking the teacher to treat him gently. So all those things you should explain. Or another example, you see, there can be glory in failure and despair in success. So whatever annotation asked, you have to explain that portion, only that portion in the second paragraph. So you should be explaining the given passage. Second paragraph should be, okay now? It should be bigger than the remaining two. Okay, so it can be in 4 paragraphs, 3 also enough. So coming to conclusion, how will you say? Yes, Lincoln, first say that concludes the essay asking the teacher neither to be too gentle nor too harsh. So Abraham Lincoln concludes his verse by asking the teacher neither to be too gentle nor to be too harsh. Yes, in that way he concludes the essay. So you can add one more sentence. The letter has far-reaching impact on the system of education even today. Yes, the letter has a far-reaching impact on the system of education even today. Yes, it answers number of challenges faced by policy makers of education today. This letter answers what? Number of challenges faced by policy makers of education today. In that way you can conclude the annotation. So introduction and conclusion can be same for all annotations from the same lesson. I hope you have understood. Yes, for further updates subscribe the channel SGK English. Thank you.